Okay, welcome to this section on functional notation. This is kind of a review of what we're talking about when we're talking about functional notation. Well, the first thing is, what is functional notation? It's the input you're putting in an equation. What goes in the equation? I mean, this is the type of questions that are asked with functional notation. Now, an example you might see on your homework is I could give you a chart that gives you the year, the name of the employee, and the highest salary of that year. So in this case, for example, John in 2010 had the highest salary of some company at $60,000. In 2013, Sally had the highest salary of this same company at $68,000. So several questions I can answer or ask you at the beginning of this. Now, the name which I'm going to circle is represented by N. And M is represented by the amount of money. Okay? So the first example, it says give in 2011. That means just give the name. Well, the name in 2011 is Amy. Okay? Now, in 2013, I'm looking at the same thing. I'm skipping over B right now, but if you look at N, in 2013, the name is Sally. Okay, give the money amount in 2011. Well, 2011 was Amy at $65,000. And the money amount in 2012 was Bill at $67,000. Now notice in this, I'm not doing any calculation. I'm just reading it from the chart. Now it says, use functional notation for the highest salary in 2010. Well, in 2010, John had the highest salary. So what it's wanting you to do is that in your homework, it just wants you to recognize that in functional notation, the highest salary, this is what you put in. They're just wanting the year. Now, you will also see this. Your pay is based on a commission cell and has the equation P, and you probably will see P. Sometimes you'll see P as C. That C just tells you what variable you're going to use. So it's the commission cells. So it's 0.10 or 10% of your commission sales plus $100, and this is your weekly pay. So express, in part A, express using functional notation for the commission sales of $10,000. So if you're asked something like this, all you have to do is it's looking for is to put in the $10,000. Now in part B it says calculate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, my pay is based on, so what I'm going to do is, this is functional notation, is that 11,000, I put this in the equation. So this 11,000 means, I'm going to say 0.10 it should be 10,000, not 11,000. Oh, 11,000, that is correct, 11,000. So what is 10% of 11,000 plus 100. So 10% of 11,000 is 1,100. And I still add the 100. So that gives me a total of $1,200. So all I'm doing is I'm taking that 11,000, putting in times it by 10% or 0.10, and then adding to my $100. How much does your pay increase from 11,000 to 21,000? And also it's going to ask you, okay, what about from 21,000 to 31,000? Well, the key to this is, what is the difference between both of these ranges? Well, from 11,000 to 21,000 is 10,000. And the same thing with 21,000 to 31,000, it's 10,000. So both of your answers are going to be the same. So what you need to do is you need to go ahead and put this back into our original equation. And we're going to say, okay, 0.10 times 10,000 plus 100. And it's the same thing on part D. So 10% or 0.10 times 10,000 gives me 1,000. So 1,000 plus 100 is $1,100. And that goes to both. So that means that in both of these ranges, your salary will go up $1,100. Now the last one that I'm going to go over is, if you have a formula that's PH equals 20H, that's your hourly pay. So that means you're working at some business, some company, some job, and you're making $20 an hour. So part A, it says express in functional notation 15 hours, and then calculate. So what it means is you need to express it in functional notation. So you're probably going to have a P, and then it's going to ask you, okay, you just put in 15, because that's the hours that we're going to work. The second part of this, it says calculate. That's when I say P of 15 equals 20 times 15. So you make $300. Okay, so that's kind of an overview of how to look at our sections when we're dealing with functional notation. Thank you for listening.